Let me ask you this, how many of you have faced moments when quitting seemed like the only option? Moments where the weight of the world felt so heavy you thought it would crush you. But you're here today, breathing, standing tall. Why? Because pain is temporary. Listen, that moment of doubt, that moment of agony is not permanent, it's just a chapter. And you have the power to turn the page. If you're ready to learn how to push past pain, if you're ready to unleash the version of yourself that thrives no matter the storm, stay locked in, because this message could change everything for you. Let me paint you a picture. You're in the middle of a workout. Your muscles are screaming, your lungs feel like they're on fire, and every fiber of your being is telling you to stop. You think, why am I doing this to myself? Why not just quit and save myself the pain? That moment right there is where champions are made. Not in the easy hours. Not when everything is going smoothly. It's in the middle of the grind when pain knocks on the door and tries to convince you that giving up is easier. But let me tell you, this pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. The pain you feel today is fleeting. It might last a minute, an hour, a day, or even a year. But eventually it fades. And when it does, you'll have something left in its place, the result of your perseverance. That's what sticks. That's what defines you. Quitting, though. Quitting has a way of branding itself on your soul. It whispers to you in the quiet moments, what if you had kept going? What could you have achieved? Every time you push past pain, you rewrite your story. You build resilience, strength, and character. But every time you quit, you give yourself permission to back away the next time it gets hard. Quitting becomes a habit, and so does enduring. The question is, which habit are you building? Think about anyone you admire, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the visionaries. Do you think they didn't face pain? Of course they did. They've been where you are. They've doubted themselves, felt the sting of failure, and questioned if they could take another step. But what sets them apart is their refusal to let temporary pain dictate their future. They understood that the discomfort was part of the process, a necessary toll on the road to greatness. Imagine climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the steeper it gets, the thinner the air becomes, and the more your legs burn with every step. You could turn back and avoid the pain altogether, but then you miss the view from the top. That's what pain is, a test to see how badly you want the summit. Here's the truth. Life will give you plenty of opportunities to quit. It will throw obstacles in your path and test your resolve. But you have the power to decide what those moments mean. Will they be the reason you stop, or will they become the stories you tell later, the ones that inspire others to keep pushing? When the pain feels unbearable, remind yourself it's not permanent. It's a fleeting moment in a lifetime of possibilities. What's permanent is the pride you'll feel when you refuse to quit. What's permanent is the transformation that happens when you endure. What's permanent is the legacy you create by pushing through. Pain is temporary, but quitting echoes forever. So when you feel like stopping, remember what's at stake and keep going. The other side of pain is where greatness lies. Pain often feels like an unmovable barrier, something that stands in your way and blocks you from reaching your goals. It's heavy, it's intimidating, and it demands your attention. What if I told you it's a bridge one you must cross to get to the other side of success? The problem is, most people see pain as the end of the road. They hit that tough moment, feel the discomfort, and assume it's their limit. They think, this is as far as I can go, and they stop. But pain doesn't show up to stop you, it shows up to stretch you, to challenge you, to take you to heights you've never been before. Pain is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Think about it, anything worth having requires crossing that bridge. Whether it's building a stronger body, starting a business, or pursuing a lifelong dream, there's always a gap between your current state and your desired state. That gap isn't filled with comfort. It's filled with effort, persistence, and yes, pain. The pain is a necessary part of the process because it signals that you're doing something new, something difficult, something transformative. Imagine an athlete training for a marathon. In the early stages, their body protests with every step. The muscles ache, the lungs burn, and the mind begs for relief. But as they push through, something incredible happens, their body adapts. It grows stronger, more efficient, more capable. The pain wasn't there to stop them, it was there to prepare them for the finish line. That's how it works for all of us. Pain is part of the preparation for the rewards we're chasing. The mistake we often make is thinking pain is permanent, that it defines our limits. But here's the truth, pain is temporary and it's a passage, not a prison. It's a test asking you, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to endure the discomfort to achieve something extraordinary? Most people turn back because they focus on the pain, not the destination. But those who succeed are the ones who see pain for what it is, a necessary step on the journey. It's important to remember that the bridge of pain isn't endless. With every step forward, you're closer to the other side. And once you cross it, the pain fades into memory, replaced by the joy of achievement, the pride of perseverance, and the strength of knowing you didn't give up. That's the reward waiting for you, the view from the other side of the bridge. So the next time you encounter pain, don't let it stop you. Don't see it as a wall that blocks your way. See it as a bridge that's taking you closer to your goals. Keep moving forward one step at a time, because what's waiting on the other side is worth every ounce of effort on your own side to get there. When we look at champions, whether it's sports or winning field, we often see only the polished end result. We see the success, the accolades, and the triumphs. What we don't see are the countless moments of struggle, the battles fought in silence, the pain they endured to reach their peaks. But make no mistake, every champion was once in pain. They didn't get to where they are by avoiding hardship or discomfort. They got there by embracing it, by understanding that pain is not a barrier, but a stepping stone to greatness. Take the story of Michael Jordan, for example. We all know him as the greatest basketball player of all time, but his journey to that title was paved with failure, rejection, and incredible pain. He was cut from his high school basketball team, and his early years were marked by self-doubt and frustration. Yet instead of letting that pain define him, Jordan used it as fuel. He didn't let rejection stop him. He let it drive him to work harder, to train longer, and to become better. His pain didn't defeat him, it empowered him. The same is true for countless other legends. Serena Williams, for example, faced adversity throughout her career, both on and off the court. She's battled injury, self-doubt, and criticism, yet she's emerged as one of the most dominant athletes in history. Her journey hasn't been without its share of painful moments, but she's learned that pain is part of the process. She's learned to embrace it, to use it as a reminder that she's pushing herself beyond what others might find comfortable. And that's what separates the champions from the rest of us. They don't shy away from pain. They face it head on, knowing it's an essential part of their growth. The truth is, pain is a universal experience. Every person who's ever achieved greatness has encountered it. There are no exceptions. Pain is not reserved for the weak or the unlucky. It's a requirement for those who want to rise above mediocrity. Whether it's physical pain from training, mental pain from overcoming fear, or emotional pain from the weight of high expectations, every champion has had to wrestle with discomfort. But what makes them different is that they didn't let that pain stop them. Consider the countless entrepreneurs who built businesses from the ground up. They faced rejection after rejection, long hours of work, financial strain, and emotional setbacks. But they understood that success is often born out of struggle. Without the pain of failure, there would be no lessons learned and no innovations, no breakthroughs. It's the pain that molds them into the resilient, creative, and relentless individuals we admire. So the next time you feel like quitting, remember this: every champion was once in pain. Every person who has achieved greatness has been through their own battles, their own moments of doubt, and their own painful experiences. The difference is that they kept going. They understood that pain is temporary, but the rewards of perseverance last forever. When you face your own pain, you have a choice. Let it break you or let it build you into the champion you were always meant to be. Growth is never a comfortable experience. It's not a smooth, easy ride. It's messy, challenging, and often painful. But it's in this discomfort that true growth happens. The body becomes stronger when it's pushed beyond its limits. The mind sharpens when it's forced to overcome obstacles, and the spirit is strengthened through adversity. If you've ever pushed yourself to do something difficult, whether it's training for a marathon, learning a new skill, or tackling a challenging project, you felt the discomfort that comes with growth. That discomfort is a sign that you're evolving, that you're pushing your boundaries, and that you're becoming more than you were before. The reason growth demands discomfort is simple. Without pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, there's no room for improvement. Comfort zones are where stagnation lives. You can't grow in a place where everything is easy. To get to the next level, you have to step into the unknown, face new challenges, and experience the discomfort that comes with stretching your abilities. It's this very discomfort that signals progress. When something becomes easy, it means you've already grown to a certain level. But when you're uncomfortable, it's because you're breaking through limitations and reaching new heights. Think about a muscle. When you lift weights, you don't get stronger by avoiding the heavier loads. You grow by pushing your muscles beyond their usual capacity. You experience micro tears in your muscle fibers, and then as they repair, they become stronger than they were before. The process isn't easy, and it certainly isn't comfortable, but it's essential for building strength. The same principle applies to your personal growth. You need discomfort to tear down your own limits and rebuild yourself into a stronger, more capable version of who you are. Consider the growth that happens in the mind as well. Learning something new, whether it's a new language, a technical skill, or a complex concept, is inherently uncomfortable. Your brain has to make new connections, adapt to new information, and sometimes fail before it succeeds. But every mistake, every failure, and every moment of frustration is a step toward mastery. Without those moments of discomfort, the brain doesn't grow or remain stuck in old patterns. Growth demands discomfort because it forces the brain to break free from its familiar routines and adapt to new ways of thinking and processing. The discomfort of growth isn't just about physical or intellectual development, it also applies to emotional and spiritual growth. Taking risks, putting yourself in situations that test your limits, and confronting your fears are all uncomfortable but essential steps toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Facing rejection, failure, or criticism can feel painful, but it's in these moments that we learn to build resilience, confidence, and self-awareness. These experiences shape our character and teach us valuable lessons that we carry with us for the rest of our lives. Ultimately, growth demands discomfort because it pushes us to become more than we were. If everything were easy, we wouldn't experience the transformation that comes from overcoming obstacles. So the next time you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, embrace it. One of the most powerful truths in life is that you control the outcome. No matter how challenging the circumstances may be, no matter how much pain you experience, the final result of your journey is largely determined by your attitude, actions, and decisions. Pain, setbacks, and obstacles will always be a part of life, but how you choose to respond to them will shape your future. The power lies in your hands, not in external factors or other people's actions. Too often we place the blame for our struggles on the circumstances, on other people, or on things beyond our control. While these external factors can certainly influence our journey, they don't have the final say in our success or failure. The only thing you control is how you react to those challenges. Life is going to throw curveballs. There will be times when you feel like giving up, but it's how you face those moments that determine the outcome. Do you allow them to break you, or do you use them as stepping stones to rise even higher? Think about a time in your life when you faced adversity. Perhaps it was a personal loss, a professional setback, or a moment of failure. In that moment, it might have felt like everything was falling apart. But now, looking back, can you see how you grew from that experience? The pain and struggle didn't last forever, but the lessons learned and the resilience built during that time have stayed with you. That's because even in the most difficult times, you had the power to choose how you responded. You could have chosen to give up or wallow in self-pity, but you chose to keep going. You chose to keep fighting. And because of that, you controlled the outcome. In every situation, there's a choice. You can either let the pain define you or let it refine you. When you face difficulty, you have the power to decide if you will rise to the occasion or let it hold you back. If you choose to embrace the challenge, learn from it, and keep moving forward, you will come out stronger on the other side. If you let it break you, however, you will find yourself stuck, unable to move forward. The key is in your mindset, believing that no matter what happens, you have the strength and determination to shape your own destiny. Look at people who've achieved remarkable success. They didn't get there by waiting for perfect circumstances. They controlled the outcome by choosing to act, to keep pushing through the pain, and to keep moving forward when others would have given up. They didn't wait for the world to hand them an opportunity. They created their own. They took ownership of their journey, and that's what made all the difference. The beauty of life is that you control the outcome of your story. Yes, life will throw challenges your way, and pain will inevitably be a part of the process. But the ultimate decision on whether you succeed or fail, whether you rise or fall, is entirely up to you. The power lies within your ability to keep going, to adapt, and to turn the pain into something meaningful. Embrace that power, and you will realize that the life you desire is not some distant dream. It's something you can create with every choice you make. Pain is often seen as something to avoid, something that stands between us and success. But what if I told you that pain, instead of being a roadblock, could actually be the fuel you need to move forward? Pain is a powerful force, one that when harnessed correctly can drive you to achieving incredible things. The key is in how you perceive and use pain. Instead of viewing it as an obstacle, you have the opportunity to see it as an engine that propels you towards your goals. When we face challenges, when we encounter discomfort, our first instinct is often to stop, to avoid, or to seek comfort. But if you shift your perspective and see pain as the very thing that will push you to grow, you begin to unlock your true potential. It's easy to coast when things are going well, but it's in those difficult moments, the ones that test your limits, that real growth occurs. These are the moments when you have the chance to dig deep, to push beyond what you thought was possible, and to use the energy of your pain to propel you forward. Think of a runner training for a marathon. The physical exhaustion, the aching muscles, the blistered feet, all of these are painful. But they're also necessary for growth. The runner doesn't stop at the first sign of discomfort. They keep pushing, keep moving forward, because they know that with each step their body is becoming stronger and more capable. The pain they feel now is a reminder of the progress they're making, not a reason to quit. They use it as fuel, knowing that the reward at the finish line is worth every bit of discomfort. Pain can do the same for you. Every time you face a challenge, it's an opportunity to push yourself further than before. Pain gives you the strength to keep going when you feel like giving up, and the grit to keep fighting when the odds seem impossible. It's like a fire burning within you. Without that fire, without the fuel of pain, you may never reach the heights you're capable of achieving. The more you embrace pain, the more you build resilience, the more you grow stronger in every aspect of your life. But this requires a shift in mindset. Instead of resenting pain, start welcoming it as part of the journey. When you feel pain, recognize it as a sign that you're pushing yourself, that you're doing the work that's necessary for your personal evolution. Pain doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger. It teaches you lessons that you can't learn in comfort, lessons about perseverance, mental toughness, and what you're truly capable of achieving. The key to success isn't avoiding pain, but learning to use it as a tool for growth. The next time you encounter a challenge, instead of backing down, lean into it. You'll let your pain remind you that you're moving closer to your goals, that you're growing stronger with every step. Use that pain as fuel to keep going, to push past the limitations you've set for yourself, and to reach heights you never thought possible. Pain is not a barrier, it's the fuel that will carry you to the finish line.